Hey guys, it's Erica, and today we're going to be discussing plants that bloom in the wintertime. They are just that bright, colorful thing that brings some, life to your otherwise maybe snowy, sad, rainy day. You know what I'm talking about. We get those wintertime blues, unless you're a winter person, which, how? So I do have some plants to share with you that bloom during the wintertime, and bringing them all together right now, like they're all around me, just makes me feel so happy, and they're just so colorful. I'm going to be giving you a little bit of care tips about each of these plants, and I really hope you enjoy their blooms as much as I do. I don't know an extensive amount about begonias, but I do know that this guy has been blooming ever since I got him in the summer. He's still constantly putting out flowers, and they do fall off and make a mess, so that's something you got to be worried about. But I'm pretty sure that angel wing begonias bloom during the winter time, and you can see he's kind of slowing down though. A lot of his blooms have fallen off. They just kind of look like they're on their last leg, but you cannot deny that these are absolutely gorgeous flowers. And this is my begonia jumbo jet. He's got these amazing dark green leaves with some silver speckling over here. For most of my plants, what I do is I will water them whenever their soil is completely dried out. And as you can see, sometimes it leads to crispy leaf edges. So I water this guy more often. I try to keep an eye on him. His new wings look to be okay, but they're kind of getting crispy at the tips. So since this is a begonia, he does like a humid environment. Keep him close to my humidifier, and he grows under a grow light. And he's been growing a lot, so this is a plant that you can have under a grow light. Sorry, I thought a flower fell off. Definitely needs humidity though. Even with the humidifier, it still gets kind of crispy, and I think that may be due to kind of taking a little too long to water it. If you have an angel wing begonia, probably don't let it dry out too much, but you don't really need to do anything special. I don't remember ever fertilizing this plant. Maybe in the summer. I don't really do anything special. He just gave me these gorgeous blooms that I love. Moving on from this beautiful begonia, I have here an African violet, and African violets do bloom throughout the year. This guy hasn't actually bloomed yet, but you can see those deep purple flowers are coming out, and I cannot wait to see what they look like. But African violets have these amazing fuzzy leaves. They have a lot of water in them, and they kind of snap easily. They just have this really deep purple color. They're very fuzzy, and one thing to note is that they do not like to get wet. If you have an African violet, water it from the bottom. Do not water it from the top, because they do not appreciate that at all. If water touches the leaves, they're going to turn yellow, and this plant just definitely does not like water. It's a hydrophobic plant. But I haven't changed out the soil or anything. This is the soil it came in. And I also have this African violet fertilizer, and what I used to do, I used to use this every time I watered it. Recently, like within the past 3 months, I haven't used it at all because I got a little lazy, but it's just this little dropper. So it comes in a dropper, and this is supposed to be a gentle enough solution that you can use it every time you water your African violets. So you can see here in a dropper. What I would do is I would fill my soil tub with water. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but it's not around me right now. And put in like 3 drops of this. I would put in less than the recommended amount for sure. So I'd put in like 3 drops of this, and then I would put this guy, I have my other African violet here, and this guy in the water together, and just let them sit for a pretty long time, honestly, until the pots felt very heavy. And I used to have this guy in an eastern facing window. It wasn't doing the best. It definitely did not look like it was going to put out any blooms anytime soon, but once I moved it to this artificial lighting, grow lights, it has taken off. It has grown so much. There was a time when I took off a lot of its leaves and it was kind of balding, and now this is a very full plant. So this plant does extremely well under grow lights. This guy over here is definitely gonna, down below it has some little buds coming up. I don't know if you can see them, but pretty soon they're gonna pop up and grow like this one has. And this one I got on clearance in a different video, but it's doing phenomenally. So another thing is that I think African violets are a very good plant to get on clearance at Lowe's. When they're on clearance, it's usually because their flowers are gone. If their leaves look too damaged, pass up on it. It's not even worth $1. But you know, it is only going to be $1. Usually it's because they don't have the blooms anymore, or maybe they have a new shipment of African violets coming in that look a lot better, and no one's going to want this versus one that's full on blooming. So definitely get this from the clearance section if you can. I think it's worth it. They recover pretty quickly if you give them the conditions they like. One thing in common that all of these plants have is that I water them whenever their soil is almost completely dry. Sometimes it would be completely dry and I wouldn't water it before that. So I think that is I think that's an important factor to helping your plant bloom. And fertilizers, I know there's fertilizers out there that are specifically aimed towards helping your plant bloom, but it's definitely not necessary. So you don't have to go out and specifically buy a blooming fertilizer. You could just use whatever fertilizer you're already using, and that would be good enough. So finally, moving on to the next plant. This is my jewel orchid, and this is his single and only bloom. I'm pretty sure that wintertime is the orchid blooming time for most orchids. This plant is one that I did not buy for its blooms. I 100% bought this for its amazing foliage, and to me it looks like there is magma running through its leaves. When you have a light shining on it, you can see the sparkle. But I was very pleasantly surprised when this guy put out a flower spike here, and it's not completely bloomed yet, but you can see that it's on its way to opening up its buds. And I'm sorry it's a little crazy, but there it is. It's opening up its buds, and it was a very pleasant surprise. I was super excited to see that. Like my other plants, I haven't done anything special. I haven't given it a specific fertilizer. This also seems to be a plant that really enjoys having artificial lighting. I keep this one under my grow lights as well. And like I've been saying for these plants, I only watered it when its soil was completely dry. I may have even been late to a lot of waterings, and it's done pretty well with that. So I'm very excited with this plant. It's very low maintenance, and for the foliage you're getting, it's a low care plant. It's absolutely gorgeous. Like, what more could you ask for? This little spike bloom came out, and I'm so happy that happened because I really wasn't expecting it. I looked at it, and the first day I saw it popping out, I was excited. So the next plant that I have here isn't fully bloomed yet, and it's not even really a very, the bloom isn't the part of the plant that would bring you in, similar to my little jewel orchid over there. The blooms are very insignificant compared to the beauty of its leaves. But this is my Tradescantia Nanouk, and right here you can see its little fuzzy buds coming out, and I cannot wait till they bloom. So this guy's hopefully gonna bloom soon. It has these amazing kind of pinkish leaves, and the back or the underside of the leaves are a very violent, almost neon violet. So even if your plant doesn't bloom, this is still an amazing one to look at. It's already a really bright plant, so I just can't wait to see how it looks when it's bloomed. This next plant is one that Oh my gosh, it's one of my most proud bloomers. It is my Thanksgiving cactus. I bought this Thanksgiving cactus kind of a while ago, so I don't want to brag, but these blooms were all me. And this guy has not completely bloomed yet, but the flowers that are out are absolutely gorgeous. And this guy is a very easy one to care for as well, and for the beauty of it, wow. He is kind of a late bloomer because this is called a Thanksgiving cactus. It implies that this plant blooms around Thanksgiving. We're already in January and this guy has still not opened up all of his flowers, but I'm happy he's blooming at all. Around November, he wasn't really producing any buds and I was getting kind of nervous. I was thinking to myself, oh no, my plant's not going to bloom. All of the Thanksgiving cacti being sold in the store were already blooming. So I was thinking to myself, like, I missed it. I didn't take care of it the way it needed to be cared for. Try again next year. But no, he came out and he surprised me. And the key to this plant, I think, is that I kept it outside. And I think if I kept it indoors, it wouldn't have bloomed the way it has. I keep this under an east-facing porch. Let me put him down. I kept this plant under an eastern-facing porch. It would get some direct sunlight during the mornings until around 10 a.m. So it did get some direct sunlight, direct morning sun, definitely nothing in the afternoon for it to burn its leaves. And I rarely watered this guy. So I only watered him when I remembered, honestly. And I would go outside and be like, oh, you poor thing. I haven't watered you in a while. Let me water you. So I would say once about every 2 weeks. So his soil was very dry when I watered it. And during the time it's been outside, the weather, I live in Southern California, so the weather has been pretty cold during the nighttime and then pretty warm, well not warm, but around 70 degrees during the daytime. Since it's been, winter time, daylight savings, the sun has been going down earlier and the days have just generally been shorter and the nights longer, so it hasn't been getting as much sunlight as it would have in the summer. If I kept this plant underneath my grow lights with my other ones, it probably wouldn't have bloomed because I give these guys like a full summer's day of light every day. And the temperature doesn't range very much since I'm not trying to be cold at night. And I have my humidifier here with the warm mist going on all through the night. So I think it's really important to kind of follow the climate of this plant, of where it naturally lives. So definitely having that range in temperature throughout the day and the night, and then having the limited amount of sunlight. And then this guy just bloomed. So yeah, less water, less daylight, and ranging temperatures, I think, is the key to this guy's heart. Because of where I live, I feel like this has been easy. It's been really easy on me. I'm not sure how it would be for someone who lives in, somewhere where it snows outside and you can't really keep your plant outside. I also have another one here that my neighbor gave me for Thanksgiving, which was, it was so sweet. I was so happy to receive this plant. It only has 2 little blooms because it's been through quite a journey adjusting to my environment, but just wanted to show you the flowers on these guys. And the really nice thing about this plant, similar to the African violet, is that you can choose the color of bloom that you want. The base of the plant will look the same. The foliage of it will look the same regardless of what color bloom you're gonna get. So yeah, that's a cool way to switch it up and an excuse to buy more than one version of this plant, because it's like, oh yeah, that's my white Thanksgiving cactus and that's my orange one, and everyone's just like, okay, Linda. Like, they're the same plant, but okay. The last plant that I have here is a hyacinth. He's definitely not as close to blooming as the other plants that I have here. So he barely sprouted back out. I got this plant a while ago. If you buy one that's already bloomed like I did, my mom actually bought it for me. When I first had him, he was in one of those glass clear jars, almost like a propagation, and he was just sitting up there with his bulb, and then his roots were in water. Pretty much all you have to do is give it enough light and keep the water filled. So that's what I did. Eventually, when his flower died off, I cut off the flower and then I put it in soil, and this soil is nothing special. It's just Miracle-Gro. And it's not even indoor plant Miracle-Gro, it's just like the outdoor plant Miracle-Gro. So I put him in here, and all his leaves died back for, the whole entire seasons until now. He finally sprouted back up. So I just kept him outside, and I didn't water it or anything. I just kept it in soil like this. His foliage was dead, but I didn't bother taking it off. I just left him outside. Recently, it has been raining quite a bit, so he's been outside. He hasn't been in the shade even. He was just sitting out there in the sun. And it was raining, so that's how the rain was able to fall on him. I didn't even personally water it. The rain watered it. And then one day I walked outside and I saw him blooming, or sprouting. He's not bloomed yet. Right here inside, you can see that is gonna be his flowers. So they're starting to pop up. I cannot wait to see this bloom. Hyacinths are extremely fragrant plants. When I first got him, I kept him in my room, and my whole entire room smelled like a hyacinth. Very strongly. It smelled like I had maybe 20 plants in here, but I only had this one. So that's something that you gotta kind of be careful of if you're not a fan of the smell, because it's very strong. It's extremely strong. I can't even tell you how strong it is. Very, very fragrant plant. But if you do like the smell, you're getting your free air wick growing out of a pot and a beautiful plant. I don't even remember what his color bloom is, but I cannot wait to see it again. This is a great plant. I like the smell personally, just not when it's so overpowering, so I would keep my windows open all the time. But yeah, this guy's a good one. Okay guys, that is it for today's video. I hope you learned a little bit at least about these different plants. You definitely do not need to go out of your way to buy a specific flower blooming fertilizer for your plant. You just gotta give it some love, tender love and care. Kind of be attentive to what each plant specifically needs, and you'll be golden, because they all kind of need a little bit different things. But yes, you will be greatly rewarded when you see those blooms come out. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys recommend any winter blooming plants, let me know in the comments down below, because I'm always interested in having a little extra life in my sad, rainy winters, if it is cloudy and rainy. But yeah, thanks again so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye! Bonus plants. I don't really want to include this one because you probably know what a string of pearls bloom looks like. It's not really that, nice, and they kind of are unflattering in a way, but this guy's blooming too. He's not completely bloomed yet. He's just got some buds, but he's getting ready. All right, bye guys.